Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here, and thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So, today I want to discuss the what's next on the undefeated Brandon Figueroa. Now, again, guys, I want to let you know I'm going to be coming with my own podcast. Just going to be me. I'm going to invite some guys on here and there, but just me. Probably every couple weeks going to be doing it. I'm shooting for this weekend to have it ready, but we'll see. But I'm definitely going to be doing it for sure. Just got to get myself set up. I got one of my boys helping me. But I just want to let everybody know that the podcast is coming. True Boxing Podcast, and I'm looking forward to it. So, let's jump right in now. Brandon Figueroa coming off of his career best win, a 7th round knockout win over Luis Nery to unify the WBA regular and the WBC titles. Figueroa was coming into this. A lot of people were saying it was a 50-50 fight. I agreed, but I picked Figueroa based on his size. I felt he was too big for Nery, at least for Nery. Nery's only his second fight at 122. When I saw Nery fight at in his first fight at 122 against Aaron Alameda, and you know, the big take on Nery was that he was the man, and he was going to roll over Alameda, and he struggled with him, and it looked like he was a little undersized, but I wanted to see for sure. We signed on against Figueroa, who's a big super bantamweight. I was surprised. I was like, whoa, that's a big ask right there. But, you know, Figueroa did what I thought he was going to do. He kept coming forward. He shook off the shots that Nery landed, and Nery was landing the better, harder shots. But Figueroa just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming and kept pressing, and he was landing shots too. And he finally wore down Nery to where Nery was right in front of him, and then he landed a wicked body punch that put Nery down and out for good. So Figueroa, huge victory. He's a unified champ now. Now, we're going to run through the top 10 really quick, but it looks like we pretty much already know what he's doing next. He looks like he is going to attempt to unify belts against the undefeated Stephen Fulton Jr. That looks to be locked in stone for September 11th. The only thing I think that can throw a monkey wrench in it is if the WBO mandates Fulton to face what's his name, Michael Conlon instead, the undefeated, who just won a final eliminator. But let's run through the top 10 real quick and see what other options could be there for Figueroa if the fight with Figueroa, or if the fight with Fulton doesn't happen. So we start with number 1 unified champ Mirajan Akhmadaliev. Not going to happen next. Akhmadaliev has a mandatory defense against Ronnie Rios, so not going to happen next. I got Figueroa at number 2 now. Number 3 would be a showdown with Daniel Roman. This fight, if the fight with Stephen Fulton doesn't happen, I absolutely believe that he'll fight Daniel Roman for sure. Roman wants to fight. He wants to fight for a title. He fought on the undercard and got a win of Nery and Figueroa. So I absolutely believe that Roman would want this fight right here, and I think it definitely would happen if the Fulton fight doesn't come through. Number 4 is sorry guys, shit. Number 4 is Azat Havanassian. I don't believe, unless the WBA were to order this fight, and I don't believe Figueroa would care about giving up the WBA regular belt to have a fight with Havanassian. One, Havanassian's a big, risky fighter, but it's also the PBC working with Golden Boy, and I just, you know, that is just, it's almost got to be a must fight for those two to come together, and I just don't see it, so I'm going to say no. Number 5 is now the undefeated Stephen Fulton. As I said, that's his most likely fight next, according to what everybody's saying, that him and Stephen Fulton are going to lock horns September 11th. Number 6 is former world title challenger Ronnie Rios. Not going to happen next. Rios has a mandatory fight with Mirajan Akhmadaliev next, set for later in the year. That WBA's already ordered the fight, and both sides want to make the fight happen. Number 7 is, I believe it's Luis Nery in what would be a rematch, and I don't see that fight happening. You know, he wouldn't be into it. There wouldn't be a point, and I don't think Nery wants a rematch anyways. Number 8 is undefeated Michael Conlon. Conlon's lined up to fight Stephen Fulton for the WBO belt, but it looks like Fulton's going to be fighting Figueroa first. So Figueroa might be in line to fight Conlon after that, but he's definitely not fighting him next. So not going to happen for if the fight with Fulton doesn't come through for Figueroa. Number 9 is Ionut Baluta. Highly doubt he fights a guy like Baluta if the fight with Fulton doesn't happen. Highly doubt it. And then number 10 is Ryosuke Iwasa. Outside option right here because Iwasa's worked with the PBC before. And if Figueroa doesn't get the Fulton fight and for some reason doesn't get Roman in the ring, I think Iwasa might be a third option. So for Figueroa, it's going to be Stephen Fulton Jr., in my opinion, for sure. If not, Daniel Roman is right there, and I believe he would fight him next, for sure. And if for some reason not him, it's going to be Ryosuke Iwasa. But Brandon Figueroa is climbing his way now to the top of the division. That one win over Luis Nery was huge. It put him at number 2. Some people might have him at number 1. I don't think so. I think Marajan Akhmadaliev has done just a little bit more with his 2 big victories over Figueroa's 1 to prove he is the top dog right now, and he has a legitimate 2 belts. But we're going to see by the end of the year who everybody is talking about being the top dog. And a fight with Stephen Fulton is going to be interesting. And it really could go either way, so we're going to see what happens. But that's it. That's what's next on Brandon Figueroa, the newly crowned and undefeated WBC and WBA regular unified super bantamweight world champion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.